What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your buzzing cousin Ghost Boogie. Welcome to B-Boys Underground episode number 73. We got the one and only DiamondKutz in the house. This is going to be a good one. Sit back, relax, enjoy the latest single, Family.
Immaculate.
Beneath the surface.
We back. You better hope them batteries hot. Meet me at the spot. Let's go. 6 tray riding, Chevrolet sliding, plaque in the back so clean it'll blind them. Put my lokes on, let my khaki sag. We don't do it for the gram, but we do it for the fam. We work hard to provide, it's the fuel for our grind. I can always make money, it's cheaper than my time. So when the homies call and it's time to hang out, I open the garage and I pull the toys out. Stop at the store, get a case for the crew. Rick and Lalo on the grill so you know what it do. Mad Dog getting tipsy so you know he's on the switch. Ronnie's in town trying to make the foe flip. We got different mothers, but y'all still my brothers. This my low riding family. We got one another. We all at the spot underneath the canopy. That's where I be, chilling with my family.
I do what I do for the family. Every day they make me a better me. I do it for the family. I put it all on the line. I wouldn't test me whether you're blind or not. Just meet me at the spot. My family and my friends.
Let's ride.
You know this all we got.
Aw shit, it's that red-headed boy, it's that less rap, less cap, still making noise. And I got a phone call from DK, told me it's a nice day. Hit the switch, come and chill with the boys. I'm a player, so the weed is on me. Sitting sideways, so the feet is on 3. Here's a dose of greatness, everybody gon' see. And we up at Pinky's where the team is gon' be. I go holla at Big T, and we on some big cheese, talking about some big teams. Pinky got that big ring, remember I was 15, cruising in that low rider, talking about some big dreams. Man, I want that big green, damn. I do it all for the folks, do it all for the green, do it all for the team, goddamn. And after all, I'm the man, we all with the plan, so it's all for the motherfucking fam.
I do what I do for the family. Every day they make me a better me. I do it for the family. I put it all on the line. I wouldn't test me whether you're blind or not. Just meet me at the spot. My family and my friends. You know that's all we got.
Hop in the whip, interior feel like a living room. I'm killing them. Haters, they lie and say they not feeling them, but fuck them. If they ain't with me, then I don't trust them. If it ain't about family or money, then I ain't budging. Fresh down to the socks. Dayton's clean, no stocks. Make a scene when I stop. Tipping threes, they watch. Got the kids in the back, yeah, they feel a breeze and a drop. Low riding is my lifestyle, ain't no reason to stop. I'm too complicated, can't decide which car I'ma take. But when I'm done debating, see my homies chilling and waiting. Now we celebrating. Hit the city, them cars skating, got them bumpers scraping. On Supreme Zeniths and Dayton's, yeah, we elevated. Stuff for the ones that never made it. Low riders chrome and gold plated with some engraving. Family affair, don't care if we ain't really related. And motherfucker hater if he hating. Rob
I do what I do for the family. Every day they make me a better me. I do it for the family. I put it all on the line. I wouldn't test me whether you're blind or not. Just meet me at the spot. My family and my friends. You know that's all we got. I do what I do for the family. Every day they make me a better me. I do it for the family. I put it all on the line. I wouldn't test me whether you're blind or not. Just meet me at the spot. My family and my friends. You know that's all we got.
Man, what's good? What's good? What's good, man? It's your buzzing cousin Ghost Boogie. We in the house. It's B-Boys Underground episode number 73. We're going to run this back and let this play through the intro as we bring the fellas on the screen. I want to say thank you to everybody tuning in here live with us. This is another episode of B-Boys Underground.
We
It's
back.
73. Yes, we back
You better
again. We
hope
got a
them batteries
dope
hot.
ass episode for you
Meet me at the
again.
spot.
Hit that like, follow,
Let's
subscribe,
go.
all
6
notification
tray
bell. We do
riding,
this every
Chevrolet
single
sliding,
Wednesday.
plaque in the
Yes,
back
every
so
single
clean
Wednesday,
it'll
9 p.m.
blind them.
Eastern,
Put
8
my lokes
p.m.
on, let my khaki
Central,
sag. We don't do it for the gram,
7
but we do
p.m.
it for
Mountain,
the
6
fam. We
p.m.
work hard
to be
to
more
provide, it's the
Pacific,
fuel
and
for
everywhere
our grind. I can
else
always make
around
money.
the
It's
globe.
cheaper
We
than my
appreciate you
time.
being
So when
here.
the homies call
Let
and
me
it's
go
time
ahead
to
and bring
hang
up my
out, I
first
open the
homie,
garage and I
my
pull the
man,
toys out.
G-Dash
Stop at the
Fresh.
store,
What's
get a
goody?
case
What's going on? Cincinnati 513. We represent, but we are hip hop everywhere, orbital hip hop, worldwide, international. But we bringing you B-Boys Underground. As usual, we got another dope guest. We're going to talk some hip hop, chop it up. You know, we got DiamondKutz coming here out of the 513. Shout out to Ghost Boogie, Big Weez, Mad Ways, all the B-Boys and B-Girls tuning in as usual. Join in the chat, ask your questions. Let's have some fun on a Wednesday. Let's go.
Absolutely. And the man who put this together, man, the one and only DiamondKutz, Todd, DK, Sharp. What's goody, man?
What's good, fellas? Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Man,
Absolutely.
welcome in to B-Boys Underground, fam. So good to have you, man. So, we got to just go ahead and at least address, what's playing right now. Family, the newest and latest and greatest release that you have out at the moment. Why don't you tell us about what it is that we're listening to right now, man?
Yeah, it's always been a passion project of mine. I've never really considered myself a rapper or anything like that. I am a producer, but I am not a rapper. But making music and lowriding has been the two things that have been, constant in my life. They're my passions. So this was a way I could make them come together and give myself and my lowrider homies some good stuff to listen to. You know what I mean? It's just a feel-good project for me. I've got a total of 4 full projects on all DSPs that are all on that same topic. And they range from 15 years old till this release here. So the project I'm working on now, it's called Gold Spokes and Chronic Smoke. So hoping to have it all out there by, beginning of summer, hopefully.
I love it, man. Hell yeah,
The key time for that to come out when the low riders are riding low.
I treat these projects kind of like DJ Khaled does. I get a whole bunch of different artists to be on it because, like I said, I'm not a rapper. I'm not trying to be filling up every song. You know what I mean? I just love the production aspect of it. I always loved making West Coast hip hop. So that's where it's all coming together,
Feel you on that. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And Fresh already knows, everybody knows I love the West Coast. I love West Coast sound. I love the West Coast. I just love it because it's rooted in the music that I love the most,
Right.
which is soul and funk. And yeah, man, just
Greatest genre ever.
greatest genre ever. That's important to me and every band that's associated with it. Who's your favorite, what you would say, funk or old school, funk era?
Man, that's so unfair because there's so many greats out there.
I know. All right, so narrow it down. You don't have to say this is my goat. Goats don't exist because it's all subjective, right?
Yeah, cream. Your creams of the crop, maybe.
Yeah,
so to speak.
your personal
Yeah.
that you're
I mean, I gotta go. I gotta go with Earth, Wind, and Fire, the Gap Band, Bootsy, of course. That anything in that era is just money for me. You know what I mean? I love it.
Zap, yeah, especially some of our local 513 and going into Dayton and Ohio players that Slave and
again another connection for me. The West Coast, the funk, the lowriders. It all made sense for me, and I've been in love with it ever since I realized what it was.
Absolutely,
indeed,
absolutely. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's dope stuff, man. So, we gotta ask the first question though because we went out of order, but that's all good. But here we're gonna get into a meat of it. Let everybody know first up, who you are, where you represent, where you come from, where what city, what state. Let everybody know what your background is first.
All right, Todd Scharf, born and raised in Cincinnati. Lived most of my life in Forest Park, went to Winton Woods High School, Scarlet Oaks. You know it. Like I said, been here my whole life. My dad's been a musician his whole life. He's actually in the Cincinnati Jazz Hall of Fame. So my dad, he's got some clout here in the city as a bass player. So music's always been in my blood. Yeah. Yeah.
Who's he played for? Did he do any session work, or what was
Oh,
his
yeah.
format? Like, what was his job? What did he play? Like, as far
Well,
as get down.
so in the 80s, that's back when, they hired whole bands to do jingles and things like that. So
Yeah.
he made a lot of money in the 80s doing studio work. He
Okay.
actually wrote the Furniture Fair commercial that we still hear to this day.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah,
No
Okay.
kidding.
he got $75 for it. And he's like, man, I can't believe 30 years later they're still playing
No
this.
residuals, just
Oh
70.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Ooh,
So
my
That's
God,
timeless
dude.
though that they're still playing it. But I'm like, hey, can we
Oh,
negotiate that
yo.
$75 contract? Just give me a buck every time you play it.
not like my dad, he's played at Carnegie Hall. He's been on a world tour.
Mm.
He's done so many things, man. He played a lot of jazz. Back when my mom was pregnant with me, he actually had the opportunity to be the bass player for the Allman Brothers. But
No
Ooh,
kidding, man.
yeah,
ooh.
so
I
he
sample a lot from
declined
him.
that opportunity because I don't know, he kind of knew the kind of stuff they was into, and he really wasn't
Yeah, they were
on
heavy
what they
into
was on.
that.
So,
Yeah, they were into
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
and my dad's he's 72, and he's still me and my lady went to go see him this weekend out playing. So he's
Oh,
got a
that's
And he's
dope.
Latin
still
jazz
playing.
band he plays in. So
Man, salute to Pops, man. That's awesome, dude. That
yeah,
is shout out to Pops. But so I guess you got your love for music from Pops then, huh?
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure, for sure.
that's the easy
All
one.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
My
That's
brother too. My brother, he's a better musician than me. That's for sure. My brother can play whatever instrument you put in his hands.
Mm.
So
that's dope, man.
That's why
That
we love hip hop because we
yeah.
read a few notes, but we can sample and sequence.
right,
Well, I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, because you got to think about it like if why I think having some type of music program in schools is so important because not every kid has access to music and may be a creative and not know it. And this kid's
right,
like, I don't
Hmm.
fuck with math. I don't like this isn't my thing. Like, but get them into the arts and have access because having an instrument, it's not accessible to everyone, right?
right,
And
right.
you know
That
That's
what I
right.
is
mean?
that's very factual.
Right? And there's a language that you have to learn. And having access to that, it only enriches one's ear and
Well,
appreciation, right?
yeah,
So,
because music is universal language.
yeah,
Yes.
man.
So
Yeah,
it doesn't
man.
matter. It doesn't matter what you look like, how you talk, nothing. If two different people can vibe out on the same thing,
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And
that's
that's
what
the
makes it so beautiful.
yep. And look, two different people that could be believing in a whole different things and people that you would never think would get along in the same room can become people that are soulmates. You know what I mean?
Right,
Best friends and forever just over a song.
Start singing that same song, same
hmm,
language.
yeah,
Yeah. Right. And that takes away all the bullshit. So, again, that's always been like for me, music has been my way to connect with people through everything and how I like to like really learn about a person is what their music is, their interest. So, which leads us to the first question for real is take me back and I want to be in the room. I want to be, I want you to tell me, what's cooking on the stove or what's going on, what the temperature's like, what the season, what the vibe is, what kind of scratchy wool sweater you have on. I want to know the very first memory that you have associated with hip hop, what it is.
Well, I remember growing up across the street from a family that had a kid my age. He had an older brother, then he had an older sister, and even had older sisters that were out of the house.
Yeah.
But I would be over there all the time, and that is the first time I heard anything, in the hip hop genre at all, because the older brother was in the room playing it, and I just remember being so intrigued by it. And me and his little brother ended up in the room. We're listening to tapes for hours. And I'm sure he got them from older kids or high school, whatever. I'm in
Yeah.
elementary school at the time. You know what I mean? I don't have access to a lot of this stuff, but he did. So I ended up ganking some tapes from the house and going over there and dubbing tapes and being back in my house listening to. I mean, it was just, EPMD, UTFO, all that old stuff, all the Run DMC. That I was just intrigued from day one, man. Day one, and that's all I wanted to listen to from that point on.
Yeah. Kind of like, man, what is this? And I like this. Why? Like,
Yeah,
it's just, yeah, man.
it was just so different. I'm riding around with my parents listening to, whatever's on the radio at that time. And that's really the only exposure that I'm getting to music at that time. So when I hear this, I'm like, man, this is crazy. I've never heard any sounds like this. And these guys aren't saying what they doing. Like, it was just real intriguing, man. Fell in love with it.
It was raw back then too. It was just raw as hell too.
Man,
It was
super
it
raw.
was
And then you
raw.
start hearing some chicka chicka chicka. You're like, what? What are they doing on my dad's record?
Oh, and that's the thing. In that era, it's like every time you found yourself with a new tape, you'd hear some new crazy sound or some new crazy rhyme scheme, or it was so innovative back then, and everything was changing so quickly that you were so excited to hear the next thing. Like, what's next? What's next? What's next?
It is
Yeah.
exactly. It was just, it was like pioneers on the frontier, so you don't know which would you get over that mountain, what's next.
Right. Have no clue. But you knew it was gonna be something good.
Hmm
When it came to the music anyway. I don't know about the pioneers, but the music, you knew
Yeah,
something
it
more was coming that was dope.
might be a wild boar across that horizon.
You know?
But we knew what we was getting. It was like, man, couldn't wait for releases, couldn't wait to see who this new
Yeah.
cat or new female MC was gonna be, this new group, this new DJ. Yeah.
Oh man, like it. I mean, you come on, man. Everybody that was from that era remembers how special Tuesdays were.
Yes.
And
Yes.
knowing what was this watching and looking at the release sheets, the record store release sheets, and being like, hey yo, you buying it? You go into your record store, like, are you buying this? Are you buying this? Can I have this? Can you set aside this? Can you like, and getting to know that cat real well, like, just like, all right, I got you. Like,
For
you
sure.
know, yeah.
Yeah, I remember trying to keep up with all the releases, but then the genre got so flooded and it became impossible to keep up with all the releases. So you ended up just paying attention to the guys you like, and you might end up even missing out on some good stuff because it's just at this
Man,
point so much. How do you keep up?
like
Yeah.
these days, I find it like I get as a DJ, I get anxiety about it because the thing, like straight up, man, because like I don't want to sleep on it. I want to always and like it's competitive for me to be the one that
Sure.
finds like back in the day, especially now, not so much. But like back in the day, it was like I couldn't wait to like be the first one to find that one gem and hit you with it. Like bam, like you ain't ever heard this. Like now I'm gonna probably play some shit that you ain't heard because it's old and you missed it, right? That's
Mhm.
where I'm gonna because I can't keep up with the new music. I just can't, bro. Like I can't.
It's
And
I hear you. I hear you.
and I would say this, like, because like my father said, when I started getting into my music, because like he didn't played a little guitar a little bit, but massive record collection, jazz, rock, reggae, blues, different sounds, and to come home, I'm hearing him playing first he was playing Radioactivity. So I'm like, hey, what you doing playing our music? And then I heard him playing Rapper's Delight and said, yeah, and the message. I like this joint. I said, what you doing playing our stuff? So, the generation gap was instead of going that way was coming back together. So,
Yeah.
but he told me, he said, you can go broke trying to keep up with all the new releases with this type of music, especially when it's young. And he said, when the
Yeah.
music get older, it gets a little more saturated, you'll get a little more picky about it. But I came up with the idea of radio shows and record pools, so they sent me the music for free,
Right.
hey,
so I had
look,
to
God
pay for it
bless
no
you,
more.
G
You,
Fresh,
you
for
just
getting
tricked the
me hip
system.
to
That's
that
all.
shit, man, and, and
Tricked the
and
system.
picking me out of the booth of skippers because I was like, Woo! Yes, I
It's
call
a
these
fat stack of
motherfuckers.
wax.
I was like, I will call these motherfucking record labels to get. Yes, I will.
Get that free
Yes,
wax.
yes, absolutely. Yes. Here's my
But
address.
but like we said now, it's like I mean we'll get into that later. But it's like now keeping up with everything. I had to listen to every record that came through the record pool and the radio. It's
Right.
just ungodly impossible at this time. And then it got to the point where it was enjoyment to listen to new stuff. Now it's like 5 seconds next, think throwing it in the garbage. Like, it's so much. Everybody's a rapper, everybody's a DJ, everybody's a producer. And the hip hop, the love of it is kind of got a little bastardized, a little overworn.
Yeah.
But I still, we still try to find ways to keep it fresh and get different perspective and bring people like you on here to talk some good old hip hop.
I try, man. Hey, I remember having the conversation. Well, not necessarily. It was more like an internal conversation when my son was a teenager, and I was listening to some of the stuff he was listening. I felt like my parents, like, oh man, I can't believe
Yeah.
he's listening to this. This is not that good. Like, is this what it turned into? Like,
Yeah.
that was the moment I knew I was old for real.
Yeah.
My
It
music
happens to us
changed.
all. It happens to us all.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But I'm fortunate that he did pay attention, and he does have some good taste. He's got his stuff that he listens to that I don't like, but he also listens to some good stuff, thankfully.
The balance.
Yeah, definitely. So hopefully he'll get out of his little shell and start making more beats. He's made some before that I was pretty impressed by. So
I was gonna ask you, like, have you ever collabed with your dad? Like, have you ever
my
had
dad,
like
most
that?
definitely. Most definitely.
What was that like to be able to make some beats with you, like, and make some songs or produce
Most
and
of the
like
time,
collaborate?
the way it happened is I would bring an instrumental minus the bass to his
Mhm.
house, and then he'd lay down, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 bass lines. He's like, "Here, just take them home and chop them up, and just do what you want to do with them." But he's giving us some gems, man.
Mm.
Would you like tell him like, hey man, I'm looking for something that feels like this, or did you just let him go?
Let him
Uh,
freestyle.
I've done it both ways with him. Actually, there was
Yeah.
times where I wanted to see what he would do with it, and other times where I had a specific idea. I wanted to
Mhm.
stay in that lane, but he's just happy to be doing something with me, and I love the fact I can pull stuff up and be like, yeah, that's me and Pops. You know what I'm saying? So
That's dope.
yeah, so
Yeah, that's full circle. That's definitely what was the song talking about family?
Yeah.
right.
Familiar.
Yeah,
Mhm.
man. Absolutely, man. Uh man, so moving forward to like, moving into, tell me about like how you got into from the part of actually listening to hip hop, and when you started creating. I mean, with you being around Pops, I guess it was like at what age did you start actually even start doing music at all?
So I wasn't as talented as my brothers. Like I was telling you before, like to where my brother could sit down and play keys, he could pick up a guitar, bass. He was 15 years old in our basement in my dad's studio, recording full songs, vocals and all, drums, everything when he was 15 years old on
Mm.
ADAT. So he's always been a little special. Me, I did end up with a beat machine, and so I'd make beats and stuff like that. But there was a point in time where my dad was really trying to put his 2 cents in, and I didn't want it. So I kind of backed off from even experimenting with it until I moved out and was on my own. I ended up getting a Roland 303 for Christmas, and I started making beats with that, and that's where I really caught the love of making beats, and would just do it for hours and just keep creating beats. So, and then I ended up getting with a couple of homies of mine, and we ended up. They used to spend money with Elliot Slaughter and go to his
Yep.
studio and record. So he was like, the guys were like, "Hey, you make the beats, we'll pay for the studio time. Let's do this group thing." So that was really my first taste of,
Yeah.
being in a group, and I was rapping a verse too. You know what I mean? So
What was that group? Just
Yeah.
for
That's
the
a pretty good
foundation
group.
here.
it was
Yeah.
called Deadline.
Deadline. Okay.
Yeah, it was already named when I got with them, but yeah, like I said, I'm still cool with both them homies. They're a couple of my lowrider homies too.
Word. Okay.
So yeah,
Shout out
that's
to
that's
Deadline.
where it really began. I remember being in the garage with that rolling 303 sitting on top of a house speaker, and just out there smoking, drinking, making beats all night.
I think an old house speaker fits into every early studio.
Absolutely.
I actually had one where because didn't have it all soundproof and whatnot, so it would get kind of hot in the summer. So I turned the air off when we were recording. And little did I know this one group that used to come over and it still had a bed in the studio, so everybody sat on the bed. But the speaker would face outwards. So they would fight to sit behind the speaker because when the beast was playing, it would blow a little bit of air out the back of the speaker. So they was fighting to sit behind that for air conditioning.
That's
The
funny.
woofer
Everybody-
ports.
Yeah, so they were like, I never knew it, for a few times till finally one of them told me why they was sitting, they was fighting over that spot because it said, man, so ungodly hot up here, fresh.
Right?
Yeah, so everybody got that house speaker story.
Fresh trying to cook the rappers.
Man, Fresh did always. Man, that was the thing. Like, why didn't you believe in AC, fam?
I did, but it bled into the recordings.
I
I had
know.
a
His
so you're
mic
gonna be
was too
hot for a
good,
minute.
man.
Yeah, I had one of them nodes, roads, picked up everything. Had a dude pissing on it in the bathroom on the track once. I'm like, man, what you doing? Well, I digress. Carry on. So yeah, you out there in the garage, or the garage studios are the best too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Everybody, I remember those having to make sure have people redo takes because you heard someone like sniffle or scuffle their feet. It's like because everybody be pointing at each other while someone's like, yeah,
Yeah.
doing all of that shit. Like,
That's the good old days, boy.
this is like you just be giving everybody
And a
mean
Mayan,
looks and
yeah.
shit. Oh
That
man,
look, you turn around.
turn the damn beat off, man. Fuck.
And then you might get the accidental ones where something happened and you're like, keep that, man.
What?
That was right on time. Keep that.
Yeah. Oh man, we've all had those oopses that were pretty dope.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Phone rings. I'm like, damn, we got to record. Like, hold on, we could use that. It rang at the perfect spot.
Right, that was perfect.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Divine creations.
Absolutely. So fast forward to where we are now, man. Like you've got a body of work and it's varied, but definitely, you have other things that you have in the works as well. Like you've mentioned low riding, and that being part of the foundation of who you are as well, right? So music and low riding, they go hand in hand, right?
Right.
I get it. Like you gotta I mean, they do go hand in hand.
Yeah,
Right?
you gotta have the right soundtrack.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I would always one of my goals is to go out to Cali and DJ at one of the lowrider events or something like that, and be able to just throw some
Absolutely.
shit down on them. You know what I mean? Because I know I know that shit like by the back of my hand. I could break somebody's heart with that shit. That's my wheelhouse. I love it. But like, tell us, like, why is it? What is it about low riding? What is it about cars and low? What is it? Because explain it to a non-car person, because I'm very much a car person and all
Right.
about that shit. So, but explain it to a person that might be out there that might not be a car head. Like, what is it about
Well,
it for you?
When you have that love, sometimes it's hard to explain where it comes from.
Yeah.
But ever since I could grab tools and take stuff apart, that's what I've been doing. I bought my first car for $100 and it didn't run, and I figured out how to make it run because I wanted to drive it, but I didn't have no money to take it to a shop. So, and then of course, as hip hop evolved, now we got videos with cars and women in it. So now we got these nice cars with rims and all this stuff. And so all that stuff kind of just started blending together. And then there was something I was good at too. I could fix stuff. you know, and I could understand how to take things apart and put them back together without doing much research, without people telling me. So because I loved it and I was good at it, I just kept going with it. I even went to Cincinnati State for auto service management. Matter of fact, Fresh's brother's supposed to bring me his car soon, but he keeps saying that, and I ain't seen it yet.
We're talking about Q.
Yeah.
I'll holler at him.
He's supposed to be bringing me the Cadillac.
Oh, hey, is that the one where the heat won't go off on it?
He ain't said nothing about that, but
I had to drive it. I had to drive it in August, and he said, "Man, the heat don't turn off when you turn the car."
Oh, the blend door motor's messed up.
Yeah, I cooked my feet on that. So. I had to drive it once.
I'll get him together. You said somebody just got some gold Daytons for it or something.
Oh, word. Okay. Yeah, it's
hey,
about
look,
that time.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I was gonna ask you that earlier, but we'll ask it now. Like, how much does a set of gold these go for? Like, how much is a set of 100 spokes, entry level 100 spokes go for?
Well, you can get you some all chrome real Daytons for about $4,000.
So it's $1,000 a pop.
You know the crazy thing about it? 20 years ago, they were the same price.
I know, that's crazy. It's
well,
like,
you want some gold ones? You want some gold ones? You're talking about $8,000.
Yeah, gotcha.
Easy. It's not a cheap hobby.
No, but they're the most beautifulest rims in the world. Like, in my opinion, I love 100 spokes. I love
made right up the street too.
Yep, in Dayton, Ohio.
Yep.
Why
so no, I
get
mean,
an
you know,
Ohio discount.
And so right. So when I moved to Forest Park, I moved across the street from my boy Marlon Burton, which Fresh knows Marlon.
Shout out to Marlon.
Marlon had a black S10 with hydraulics just on the front. First time I ever seen this shit in my life.
Had a mini
truck.
It
blew my mind. Yeah, it blew my mind. That's when we met. We got cool, and then eventually he started letting me redo the setup, fix stuff. So I was starting to get my feet wet on working on hydraulics. So when I turned 18, I got me a car, got some hydraulics, and I had my first lowrider.
What car was it? What
it was a 79 two-door Impala.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
It was all white with 13-inch Daytons on it, 2 pumps, 8 batteries. Used to go down to Clifton and kill it.
Clifton?
I think I know exactly. What color was it?
It was white with a blue interior.
I know exactly. I know that car. I know that fucking car. I remember that car. So that was you. Shout out to you.
Man, there wasn't many lowriders around back then. So
no, of course. That's when it would go through. I'm like, yo, that's a real one.
Yeah.
I catch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
How much shit did you get from the police for that?
Not as much as you would think. Marlon, on the other hand, he got he 3-wheeled around the corner going off Winton on the Waycross right by his house, and there was a cop behind him on his way to work. And he pulled him over.
He knew the cop was behind him. He 3-wheeled him. Oh
no, he didn't know it was a cop. The cop was on his way to work, which is right by our house.
I got you.
So somehow he flagged him down, and man, Marlon went to court with a broken leaf spring in a bag, trying to tell the judge, my leaf spring broke. They were like, nah, don't try it. We looked in the back of that truck. We know what's in that truck.
Well, worth a chat.
He tried. He still got that ticket.
That's funny, man. That is hilarious, though.
That sounds like Marlon too.
Yeah.
What happened was,
Absolutely. I'm trying to get him to buy another lowrider and get back into it.
Man, that's dope, man. So, like, and the thing is, you can't not work on a car and not listen to music.
Right.
So what were you listening to when you were working on?
Back then, that's when Doggy Style came out. That's when the Chronic came out. You know, so now I'm seeing the hydraulics cross street from my house, the Dr. Dre videos. You know, I bought that white Impala off a guy I was working with up at the Kmart Auto Center in Seven Hills before it got tore down.
And I remember that. Yeah, I live across from
there. I begged him for that car for 6 straight months. Finally sold it to me. Yeah, it was a time for me, man. It was a time for me.
When did you get rid of it?
Oh man, I don't remember because I would get rid of one and just get another one. You know what I mean? I would.
Do you
I
ever wish
always
you
have
could have
one.
that one back?
Yeah.
Do
They're
you know
hard to
where it
find
went?
now.
Do you know? Have you ever tried to track it?
I know. I still talk to the guy I sold it to, and I know where he sold it, but he said after that he don't know where it went either. So I'm
Help
sure it's
track
in some.
down his whip. Help track down his whip.
I'm sure it's in somebody's junkyard now.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
abused, neglected. Well, I think we're
Yeah.
thinking the worst.
Well,
Hopefully, he's got it. Hopefully, got a
the
good
thing
owner.
is, that being my first car with hydraulics, I beat it up a little bit. I was just learning hydraulics. You know what I mean? Like
I got you.
you're gonna beat it up a little bit.
Yeah,
Especially in the beginning.
your
Now this car,
firstborn.
yeah, this car I'm building now, it'll be worth $100,000 at least when I'm done, and
Ooh.
I'm gonna baby it.
Yeah, let's talk
I'm-
about that. Let's talk
yeah,
about that
so
because we haven't did that. Like, what? Let everybody know you are building.
yeah, so
Let her. Yeah.
I'm building a '63 Impala that I named Ohio Funk,
Mm.
and it's where my two passions collide: low riding and music. Obviously, the Ohio Funk sound fueled Dr. Dre's G Funk sound, which is directly tied into low riding. So that's, like I said, that's where everything collides for me. It's the last car I'm building for myself. It's going to be black with red interior. Um, super clean. I'm gonna put a new fuel injected engine in it, power windows, push button start. It's gonna have all. Plus, it's got that 44-inch moonroof from the Lincoln in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be something to look at. It's gonna ride nice, run nice.
Man,
I'm
so what's
excited.
the
Like I was
engine?
telling you, it's
What
in
engine
paint
are you
prison
putting
right
in
now.
it? What are you putting in? What's the engine you're putting in it?
A LS motor, which is like they're in Corvettes, Camaros.
Which one?
Uh,
Which LS?
Probably LS3.
An LS3.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Dope.
Yep. So it all depends on what I can find. I'm not gonna buy no brand new crate one. I'm gonna find a nice one in the junkyard. You know what I mean? Go through it myself.
LS
How long you been?
swaps
How long you been
are
working on
easy.
this?
They're great.
Well, I've been working on it for about 7 years, but for 3.5 of it, I've been waiting on painters because that's the only thing I don't do is paint.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's in paint prison right now. So once it's released, I'll get back on it and get it running and put all that, all the fun stuff on it, the nice wheels and all that.
Hell yeah, man. I can't wait to see this. So I got a question. Gold or chrome?
Man, I like both when they're done tastefully. I've seen some cars that have all gold trim on that I think are very gaudy, and I've seen some that look really nice. I mean, it all depends on the paint color you put with it. I did have one of my 63s. It was a color called cinnamon glaze. It was kind of like a brownish color.
That root beer color.
Yeah. And then I had a pearl white top on it, and I had chrome and gold on that. And the combination on those colors
root beer
was off
yeah,
the chain.
gold. Yeah, man.
It was
Gold
nice.
root beer type. Yeah, man. Those chocolates and I think even if you do gold with like all black, but you do it very, very not
Yeah,
too
subtly,
much.
yeah.
Like if you mute it, it's classy. It's like tuxedo, like bow. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it can get a little. But I like painted stuff out. Like, so what's Ohio Funk gonna be? Is it gonna be chrome? Is there gonna be any gold on it or what?
So it's gonna have all chrome trim on it. The body's gonna be black. The roof is gonna be candy apple red with a matching red interior. On the black, it's gonna have some red pinstriping and stuff like that. My wheels are chrome and black, so I'm gonna have some red pinstriping on that too to tie it all together. But in the pinstriping process, they got this stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with gold leaf and silver leaf.
Yep.
Well, they've also got something they call variegated. When they don't turn that, you just glue it, and the color is the color, and it has a goldish tint to it. So I'll have a couple pinstripes of that on it, but that's as far as I'm going with anything remotely gold.
Dope.
Okay.
Like it. Sounds dope, man. You definitely have to make sure that you share pictures on. I'm sure you will. Of
Absolutely.
course. He's gonna do a whole album. He's gonna do a whole like 10 EP set.
Absolutely. Yeah, trust me, the first show I bring that car to, I'm gonna have music to go with it.
Yeah, it's got to have its own
it's
own
it's gonna be an
theme music.
experience.
Hell yeah.
But one on my bucket list is to drive it down the Vegas Strip.
Hell yeah.
Go out there for the Lowrider magazine show and drive it down the strip.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
You gonna drive it out there or you gonna trailer it?
No, I'll probably even have it shipped on a semi.
I was gonna say, like, you gonna have it bagged up so it don't get chipped up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, my guys in my club, man, they got dualies with 3-car trailers. They load up all the time and head out west. They don't care.
That's dope. Hell yeah.
Yeah, go out there and they hop people for money. They go out there and come back with loads of cash.
Oh, that you got folks that get into the
hopping.
actual hop is
Yeah. Yeah. Guys in my club, they're hardcore, man. They're all in Tampa. This weekend there's a show in Tampa. They're all down there.
Man, I got a question for you. So as someone that is like, when I look at, like, I'm trying to make my car nice, right? And I'm not trying to break my shit. Like I get sentimental and like in my emotions when my shit breaks, right? So when you put something, because I've never had hydraulics, I've always wanted them, right? But never had anything with hydraulics. But when you put something on your vehicle that inherently like is gonna fuck it up, you know, like what, like you just like have the mentality like that car, it is what it is, and I'm just gonna fix what I mess up, or
no,
like
you got to get good on the switches. You know, you got to know when to let off. You got to know when to hit it, how hard to hit it. You know what I mean? Because they're momentary switches. So the longer you hold on it, the longer it either lets it down or makes it go up. So it's just about getting good with them, and most people do. Every now and then you got a guy that just can't get it to save his life, and he breaks ball joints, and you replace some pump heads and busted hoses. There's always that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some people love that. Like me personally, this car is going to have a very small hydraulic setup on it because I want it to run and drive good. I've driven cars with fully wrapped frames, 12 batteries in the trunk. Thing weighs another 2,000 pounds than what it was designed for. It doesn't drive right. I don't want my car to be like that. But there's guys I know that their car is that jam packed. They go out there and they crush the back bumper. They break stuff. They laugh it off, fix it. They're ready for the next one. They love it.
That's just their shit. That's what I'm saying.
That's they steez.
Yep. That's that lowrider lifestyle. I love to watch it, but I'm not participating.
Not my shit.
Yeah, I ate some popcorn watching about. I'm doing mine a little slightly different way.
You know?
I'm gonna tuck mines.
Well, let me ask.
Fresh.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about it. You know, because we're going to talk a little history, getting some really good aspect of hip hop and cars. I don't think we've had that on our podcast before.
No, never have that.
Definitely love this.
I mean, that's part of the culture too.
Love, yes, because I know a lot of people that's into the old school and the low riders and whatnot. So good to hear somebody really give us some facts about it in relation to music. Well, let's get into it a little bit. We was starting with the how you started off the group Deadline and whatnot. Take us into getting to Beneath the Surface, because on our podcast we've had a lot of participants that you've worked with, producers, MCs, and whatnot. Give us a little BTS background for those who don't know. Beneath the Surface.
So I was telling you about my brother. He created a label called Striped Records, and he was getting into grunge rock and stuff like that. So he had a friend he went to school with named JT, and JT rapped, and he came to me. He was like, "Hey, we're thinking about starting a conglomerate, associated label with Striped Records that's hip hop," and they called him JT Gloves. They're like, Gloves wants to call it Beneath the Surface because he was a Wu-Tang fan. And I think it's Jizza got a song called
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what he named it for. I'm like, hey, I'm down. Next thing I know, Mr. Gloves enlists in the military, and if it wasn't for Facebook, I never would have seen his face again because I ain't seen him in person since. But so I just ran with it. I like, fuck it, let's do it. So all the guys that was riding with me with the deadline stuff, and of course we were networking with other people doing the same thing. So, you know, the crew just got bigger and bigger. So yeah, that's just really how it began. And, you know, there's been times where I've been more active than not, but so we've all gone through waves of activity or whatever. But so it's gone through its phases, but that's how it began.
Okay. Yeah. So that what year was this? Because I know when I started
This would
meeting up,
have
linking up with y'all.
my brother graduated in what year did he? In 2000. So it had to be right around then. It was right around 2000, 99, 2000. Yeah.
Okay. And what was some of the you know, you said there were different levels of activity and whatnot. Actually having a full-fledged operating studio. I've been there a few times. What would say, you know, what were some of the highlights of Beneath the Surface?
Well, the biggest highlight is producing Jay Graham's Big Spender in 2004. Yeah, in 2004, that song played more than Jay-Z's hottest song that summer. So shout out to the Wiz because it wasn't for them. You know what I mean? They were kind enough to put us on the Battle of the Beats is what they call it. And we won 14 days in a row. They said if we won enough that they'd put us in rotation, and that's what happened.
And that was getting radio play here in Cincinnati, you know, from a producer and label. I mean, we pretty much went outside of Cincinnati to get any recognition or to force them to play our music. And it was good to see that happening. Kind of opened some doors for others to get played in Cincinnati. So that was big. And had one of our previous guests, one of my, you know, former artists, Rising Sun on the track.
Yep,
Jay Graham, my brother. Yes, so it was very good. You know, I don't know if we have that or if we could play that. I don't know if we got that anywhere.
That will flag it.
That's what I was thinking it would. So
you know, actually the remix that was played on the radio,
yeah,
that is on SoundCloud and SoundCloud only. It never made it to the album.
Oh, okay. The remix never made it to the album. That's what you shot the video for too, right?
No, we shot the video for the original.
For the original, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was the original minus the sample because they wanted $100,000 and 100% of the royalties for us to
tell
keep.
Everyone what sample it was.
It was oh man, why am I drawing a blank right now? Rosemary Clooney doing Big Spender. You know, a lot of artists, a lot of singers have done it, but it was Rosemary Clooney's version of
that version. Okay.
And it was catchy as a motherfucker.
Yeah, it was. Jay Graham brought it to me. He always used to bring me samples all the time. Like, here, man, flip this for me. Flip this. Flip.
Interesting.
So yeah.
Shout out to Jay Graham. I think is he still down in Atlanta?
Yeah, he's down in Atlanta. Yep, doing his thing.
Yeah, I actually ran into him. Tri-County was still active.
Oh yeah.
You know, you just walk across and you just felt somebody's looking at you. And next thing I heard, fresh. I said, "Damn, Jay Graham, what's up, boy?"
Yeah, I met him when I worked at Jake Sweeney Chrysler. His cousin worked there. She was the cashier. He got a job as a lot tech. I was a mechanic there, and we just linked, man, and it was instant from day one, man. We was cool, and I was trying to get him to get down with the crew at first, but he was doing some work with Sean Kenny at the time.
Shout out to Sean Kenny. He was doing some good work with a lot of people.
Absolutely, I love Sean's work. So eventually, I think Sean moved. That's when he moved to Vegas or something, and I think Jay didn't really have anywhere else to do music, so he came back. Hey man, let's do some music. And before you knew it, like, we all clicked up. It was like 5 artists, couple producers. That was out of my basement over off Winton Road by the YMCA.
Oh, okay.
That's where we was at the time.
Because Jay Graham knew him from, you know, J Dub, and his brother he had a Dr. Boss drum machine. So, you know, I had the the early makings of a studio, pre-production type thing. His brother used to come over, and Jay Graham used to come over all the time, and
Yeah.
then I got to dealing with my groups, and Next Connect was hearing him on Big Spender. I said, I know this dude. Yeah, so
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And the band director, I think it either Woodward or Withrow, did an arrangement for the marching band for that summer it was hot, which I thought was pretty cool.
yeah, that's
Because
dope.
the guy knew my dad, and he told my dad. Well, actually, I think somehow it came up in conversation, and my dad was like, "Yeah, my son did that." He's like, "Oh, really?"
Mm.
So yeah, I think I got
Oh,
a
word.
recording of it somewhere.
Oh, that'd be dope. Like, band. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Which
pretty cool.
bands you say it was?
It was either Woodward or Withrow. I can't remember.
What would it Withrow? Okay.
Yeah, it's back in I was 21 years ago now, man. Jeez, and Pete's.
Man, time flies when you're having fun, or even if you ain't. It's gonna fly.
Yeah, so I'd say that was the biggest highlight. We at one point in time we had a battle rapper named Blaze who was
I
really
remember
tearing
Blaze.
stuff up. He made it to 106 in Park. It was on there a couple times. He ended up battling Blind Fury and lost.
Blind Fury was killing. Yeah,
Blind
Blaze.
Fury's still rapping.
He's
Still
still
dropping
out there,
shit.
man. He's
Yeah,
doing country music, all types of
yeah, I
shit,
saw
man.
that.
That dude is
He's
is.
talented, man.
We would love to have you on, Blind
Yeah,
Fury,
You know,
because
and with that,
he
I can't leave
killed
Mo
people.
Trey out either. Mo Trey was part of the crew. He ended up on
Motre.
106 in Park too.
Yeah, shout out to Motre, another guy I
Yeah,
used to have in the studio. And we actually, when he did that song for, I want to say the Eagles
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Bearcats. Yeah, they actually came and filled in my studio. We had that set up for Channel 9 to come over there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to Des Allen, Thin Ice Entertainment. He made all that happen.
Dez was there, my brother.
Yeah.
And yeah, and, you see all the battles. Remember, did Blaze go up to the one when we went to Cleveland? I can't remember. He might have. I know he was in maybe one
I
of
know
our.
I didn't go. I didn't go to one he was out in Cleveland, but that doesn't mean he wasn't there.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
think
go
he
to all
went.
of
I think he went. I think he was in that Midwest, the one Busy Biz and Maria had put together. I
yeah,
think he was in part of that. Yeah, he was in the battle circle with Blaze.
yeah, for a while. Yeah, yeah,
So beneath the surface, you had a lot of guys making some noise and doing some positive things here in the city. And
for
some
sure.
of the, we had Young Li on a while back. Supposed to have
Yeah,
DJ on the one on. He got busy on spring break, so we're gonna reschedule
yeah,
Jay Skills and Crack
yep.
Sauce fame and.
I still deal with him on a regular basis too. That's one of my guys. Him and EMAC.
Yeah, I was about to bring up EMAC because we played a few songs that he produced one for Young Li. One of my favorites he did with Vibe One. That was one of my
Oh yeah,
feel
yeah,
good joints. You there? You want tonight? Yeah,
yep.
EMAC very talented.
Matter of
Talented.
fact, that my song "Family" that's a EMAC track.
Oh, EMAC did that. Okay.
Yeah, now you on the credits it says EMAC made it. But we do a lot of collaborating together. But that was just one that he had in the vaults that nobody'd mess with. I'm like, that sound West Coast to me. Let me lace it.
That's always the best ones on them gems that just sitting there, blow the dust off, and it's like, ain't
Yep.
nobody fucking with this.
Right.
Run it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It fit. I like it, man. I like
Well,
it.
a lot of the clientele that was coming to him are, younger artists that want the newer sounds. They're doing the auto-tune stuff. They're doing that
Yeah.
Detroit sound,
Yeah.
drill music, whatever. That's really why we ended up closing the studio down, because he was just like, man, I can't keep recording the same kind of music all the time. I need something to, really intrigue my mind, and it's not coming.
Yeah, I could see that just beating you down like yeah when you want
Especially a
something.
guy like EMAC, man. He's such a creative and talented guy, man. He's got to be able to explore and expand.
Yeah, I mean, I seen him playing in the band, and I seen him and Jay Skills, and we go back to the beat battles with Scandal and all that good stuff. I mean,
Right.
sitting here watching him play the piano, then I seen him and EMAC and the whole band just playing whatever you wanted to, like a roots group. I mean, incredible, man. That's why I like, like I said, thanks for hip hop, because I took 3 organ lessons. I can't read music fast enough to play it, but I know how to get what's in my head out musically and sample and do different things and play enough to be deadly. But I mean,
Right.
I always have a special appreciation for somebody like your dad play the bass, or somebody knocking on them drums and reading them notes. And ooh, I've not
I
I
got
gotta say
I got
jealous,
a
but
bass.
love it. You said
Right.
what now?
I got a bass and getting a guitar soon because I definitely want to start putting real instrumentation into my work. Because I'm trying to get into more reggae than what I've been on for the last few years.
Hmm.
It's just because it's just always been my love and my passion. I got some opportunities down there, so I figure if I'm gonna do it, I got to get better. I got to make myself better. So the only way to do that, from my perspective, is to add real live instruments and make it happen that way. You know what I mean?
Dig that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Dope. So, question for you, man, because we're getting at the top of the hour, so it means that we have to play another track.
Yeah,
Station
buddy.
identification. You're listening to
Word.
B Boys Underground, watching B Boys Underground. We are here. Make sure you hit that like, follow, subscribe, all notification bell. We do this every Wednesday. Get down with the get down, please. And tell a friend to tell a friend. Puff, puff, pass. You know what I'm saying? It's impolite. Either way, we want to get into some music. I want you to be able to have an opportunity to tell us what you'd like to highlight, a next track that you'd like for us to play
Oh, okay.
and,
Let me
and
see.
bless the folks with. Like, I can
Catch-
just let me know where to find it and we'll go
Catching
and
me
get
off
it.
guard here. Let me see. Um,
Well, shout out to Renaissance Records.
Absolutely, double R.
The double R. There's
Eh,
somewhat foul with them in the on the if I recall, because I remember was it DJ Easy? It was actually coming to the real B Boys Underground down at Wave. Um, 'Cause we had him DJing us for a while. Jay Buck, shout out to Jay Buck.
Yep, just seen him not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
And yo, anybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. We got Birdie in the house. We got GMC Tex Hood Hippies, Miss Catherine. We got the Oklahomies in the house, Becca Boo. Of course, one and only Mad Ways couldn't be with us today, and he lives in basically in South Central.
Hmm.
And he has peoples that fix old schools at his shop there in Inglewood. Shout out to him. He's recovering from some oral surgery and couldn't be with us tonight. So hope you're feeling better, bro. Rest up. And the one and only, last week I didn't announce it. I'm gonna go ahead and announce it. I haven't had a chance to talk to him, but last week, reason why Big Weez couldn't be with us, and this week, of course, is that he's a grandpa. So
Oh,
I'll let him
congratulations,
tell
Weeze.
more about that. But yes, Big. I didn't want to like be the one. I was gonna let him, but yo, because much love to you. Hats off to you, bro. Congrats on being
A
a
new
grandpa.
journey in life for
Yeah,
what they call it, circle of life.
Damn.
yeah, man. He's gonna be a good grandpa. So, salute. And again, if you guys are new here, please, by all means, let everybody know. Did you get us a song?
Yeah. In YouTube, DiamondKutz presents
Yep.
songs called "Traded." So this is a Elton John sample. It's
Okay.
also another project that's lowrider related.
Okay.
There's a song where he says "Traded in a Chevy for a Cadillac." That's what I sampled and put in the
And it
hook.
was, and the song name again was called what?
Traded.
Traded. All right.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that's what I had put in there. But so what I always do, and what we like to do here is give you an opportunity because artists never get an opportunity to tell everyone a story, why this song, how this song, what's special about this song. So set the table for some folks because this is the opportunity for you to give them some insight. So when they're listening to it for the first time, settle, let them know what's the intent behind this. What's
All
what's
right.
what's dope
Well,
about this.
so I've got 4 projects on DSPs that are all in the same topic, all lowrider related. The first 3 I did in conjunction with a hydraulic company called Pitbull Hydraulics. So I've got volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. This is off volume 3. And the concept behind volume 3 was to use samples. So, and then also tie the samples into the content of lowriding. So I came across this and heard that in the song. I'm like, man, I got to figure out a way to sample this and put this in a song. So, and on top of it, this is when I made the transition from, I used to make all my beats on Acid Pro. And this is the first
Pro back in the day.
Yeah, this is the first sample beat I ever made on FL Studio. So I was pretty proud of it. The beat came out hot to me. Tell me what y'all think.
All right.
Well, there it is.
Acid Pro to Fruity Loops. Here we go.
Here we go, y'all.
in a Chevy for a Cadillac. 4 pumps in the back, well imagine that shit. Fell down, now I'm bouncing back. And I got some OGs that I vouch for that. Talk slick cause I grew up Russell Pimps galore. Gotta get it till it's gone, then I get some more. Y'all way on the chain, watch him swing away. Don't hate BTS cause your team is gay. Go fast in that new car, but I go hard in this coupe, dog. I drive slow, I ride low down the boulevard with my crew, dog. So watch the switches I hit, then see all the bitches I get. Yeah, they love all these low-lows, but they know, bro, you ain't shit. So just have faith in my whip game. On 3 feet when I switch lanes. I'm Trey G and they hate me, cause Pinkett Jr.'s my nickname. Yeah, so when I come through, they all hide out. I was on the switch at 10 years, I swing that and then ride out. Goddamn right, it's west side, I low ride on that left side. My black up, I got back up. Y'all ball out while I stack up. I see gold, then I'm grabbing that. It's real old school like a Cabbage Patch. My Chevrolet just had a whack attack, so I had to trade it in for a Cadillac.
Ride that Chevrolet, hit the gas and grip the grain. I was off the chain, who else to blame? Me and my fam, we run the game. 20 years in, we still here. Still shutting shit down, how you feel? Riding low on that pavement, this painful, no payment. Either love this or you can hate this. One thing's for sure, you can't fake this. We been here, no need to hide. Riding the low till the day I die. Pumps in the back, 13-inch tires. This all black on the Dayton wires. Who you with? Shout it out. Hit the switch on the dash cause I'm wildin' out. Black shows you what I'm all about. 20 years strong, we got the clout. There's no doubt, stack it on the hood. Doing 55 plus on the photo wood. Your money's on us cause you knew we could. Every time it come around, it's understood. I took Noel's in my Cadillac. Just stacked this up, a bunch of cash. It's tall as Shaq. Believe it, Jack. I go so hard till the streets crack. I still got love from my Chevrolets when we parted ways. I cried for days. I was in the days, kind of fade. But the Cadillac shine, it made my day.
I'm changing it up in this bitch. Look, 3-roll tipping, I'm on point like DUA. Bouncing back and flip up on them switches, watch me do the waves. Hopping to the sky, watch me switch the lanes. Whipping and dipping, you know how I get it. Palming that with grain. With a bad bitch, bad chick, while she roll up gang. Busting 180s on the curb, you can see the stains. White walls on my 10 inches, see your face in my chrome dentures. This car get elementals when I pull up on you bitches. Lord, Cody leaning when I'm flipping switches. Fascinated of dating spokes and candy ain't tripping. Killing them niggas when I drop through, I deserve a sitting. Bouncing up and down the street, they look, they listen. Riding up the joy spot with them state tags, we L'd out with them switches flipping, them cars drop. Riding low in that rag top, goddamn. Just traded my buck Chevy for a new caddy. This how we do it on the west side of the fucking Natty.
Billy Joel right there, man. That Billy Joel.
Yeah, Billy Joel, not Elton John. Well, I said Elton John.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
man.
Yeah,
I
that
had a
was Li on that third verse.
Oh, was it Li? Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out to young Li. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that. See
man.
the things I cried trading in my cat. Yeah, it has some nice little slick verses in there. The beat, yeah, great chop. I actually had a producer. Oh, that was years ago that chopped it up. Not quite like that, but that just bring that sample back to life
Oh,
for
okay.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's,
yeah, and I
it's a
like the
dope
way that.
groove.
Oh yeah, the bass was riding, and you said that was Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
shit,
My,
good
my
shit, bro.
my first sample beat on the FL Studio.
There we go. Good composition too. Everybody matched the energy of the song.
Right.
That was a really good song.
I used to
Appreciate
listen to
that.
that because, like, when I remember the first time that I heard that song, like, my dad had a Cadillac. So, like, he had a powder blue with white interior. I forget which one, what name of which is the big body. It was the 78, what
Probably
was the big,
78 Coupe de Ville or
that's
Sedan de
exactly
Ville.
what it was, a coupe because it had two door. It was a two door. Yeah, but it
I
had
had a
the roof.
79 Coupe lowrider, black and silver.
Yeah,
Mm.
dope. Yeah, man. Good memories in that, man.
Oh,
And
Definitely.
Miss Cat said linked. We got a link to that. We should.
yes, yes. My apologies, Miss Catherine. And again, on all the YouTube videos and everything, the links in the description for that. But there is the link directly to that song for everyone. Thank you. I was sitting there thinking about. See, there's a lot to do in the show, and I'm trying to
Right?
engage and think about, and I'm sitting here trying to
Good
vibe,
catch.
man.
No,
No,
when they
but
ask,
thank
we
you.
we
No,
our fans. They help us out, and
no, I appreciate Miss Catherine and everybody that's here, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. Um,
Definitely.
what's another one, man? Let's get into another one because I know we got you for a little bit, so we got you for a good time, not a long time, right? So
Right? No doubt.
let's get into a couple of songs, and then also, we can take this moment now that we got your ear and got y'all's attention again, because yes, he's making some dope ass music. Let everybody know what you've got going on in Jamaica and what your other ventures are, because he's not only an artist, but he's a businessman as well and an entrepreneur. And I definitely always want to salute any
Appreciate
type of
that.
entrepreneurship and stuff like that, because I'm on my own venture of entrepreneurship myself, and like,
For sure.
salute to you, fam. So let's tell us about that, man.
Yeah. So my lady and I own a residential house cleaning company. We're in all 50 states in the U.S. and the whole country of Jamaica. We
mm,
plan on opening back up in Toronto. We were there for a little bit, pulled out. We're going to go back in, and with another goal of opening up in the UK at some time in the near future. So that's on its way to allowing me to step away from my 9 to 5, and at that point, I plan on sharing time between the U.S. and Jamaica.
So you
that's
want to
right.
get into the UK?
Yeah, we'd love to do some business over there.
I need you to holler at me after the show. I probably now isn't. I, I got you on someone that can,
Connects.
for real,
That's what's up.
like a
Hmm.
Definitely
solid
be
link,
interested in that
a very solid link. So holler at me
for sure.
and shout
Yeah,
out and look, shout out to my bro Danny Chas. Much love to you, fam.
Steady chance.
So,
See how we work.
go ahead.
Community, hip hop, and everything else.
Yes.
yeah. So hopefully that's gonna come to fruition like we plan, and I'll be spending 6 months here, 6 months there. Got some pretty decent connects in the music industry down there. So just trying to follow my passion. Um, I love reggae music. That's pretty much all I listen to, and it's been like that most of my life. So
Hmm.
how everything is coming together for me is pretty surreal. Um, a lot of my homies that see what's happening with my life in the last 4 or 5 years, they tell me, man, you couldn't have wrote this better yourself.
Mm,
So just trying to enjoy life. You know what I mean? Have experiences.
Man,
absolutely.
so what was it that made you like take that leap and take that move and make that move because you bet on yourself, and that's the scariest shit to do it. I mean, you've been doing it with, like, learning. It's pretty much been just it's been documented throughout this entire hour that we've been talking, like, picking up tools, figuring out how to do shit for yourself, right? Making music, that's figuring out how to do shit for yourself, right? Like, how,
Hmm.
I like this, so I therefore want to create and be a part of this and do, right?
Right.
So, like, what was it that made you get into the cleaning? And what was it like? Like,
Well, it's definitely not all me. Um, when my girlfriend and I met, she was had the biggest residential cleaning company in Dallas at the time, and she was really wanting to expand. So, we came together at the right time because we both needed each other to get to where we're at right now.
big props to
And
her.
yeah, she's amazing. There's nothing that she can't do. She tells you she's going to do it, it's going to get done. Even if it sounds crazy, trust me, it's going to get done. But no,
That
it's
sounds like my wife. Shout out to Mama Boogie. I love you.
man, she's been the biggest blessing,
Yeah.
and being with her has opened my eyes to many things, and now presented me with opportunities to change my life. You know what I mean? So
Word. Dope.
just rolling with it, man, and enjoying life, and trying to get out of the monotonous system that we're all so used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go live in paradise for a while and be free.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
earned it. Let's reap the fruits of the
Absolutely.
hard labor. Reap the sow.
Because man, I currently work for the city of Cincinnati, and I've seen way too many guys not make it to retirement or be retired for a year or two and they pass, and it's sad to see. Because most
Yeah.
of the time you have conversations with these guys on, oh man, when I retire, me and my wife, we're gonna go here, there, and the other place. They never make it to one of
And work themselves to death. We need to Benjamin Button this motherfucker because this ain't
them.
this ain't how this shit's supposed to be. Like,
Yeah.
as much as like your body start breaking down and like shit, I need to enjoy this, get to this paradise before, not
So, but
after.
I mean, it's more than just moving to paradise for us. She really wants to give back to her country. So we want to invest in infrastructure. We want to give people jobs. She wants to. Well, we both want to open up homes for abused girls down there because that can be a problem down there. So,
Mm-hmm.
we want to go down there and make a difference. We feel like it's easier for us to go down there and make a difference versus trying to make a difference here in the U.S. just because of the size factor. Really, I mean,
Absolutely.
you need millions and millions and millions of dollars to move the needle here. You don't
Yeah.
need all that down there. So we just want to go
Yeah.
somewhere and be somewhere where we can make a difference.
Instant
Yeah.
impact sounds like in
There's
a
a
needed
need.
community. Yeah,
For sure.
dope
And
man.
it just
Hats
so
off.
happens to be beautiful, have my favorite music in the world, and all these other opportunities and fruit trees everywhere. I mean,
He said, "Yeah, we're gonna make a difference, but ain't gonna be mad on where we making this difference at." I feel you. But yeah, that's blessings to you, like to you and her, and for that concept of giving back and loving it, man, loving it, man.
thanks, man.
Absolutely, and that's a very difficult job, and I know what it's like to look into setting one of those up and all of that. Because a very good friend of mine who's a pastor, um, I had originally helped him start like the inception of the company that he has now, where he helps people that need jobs and that are homeless and that
Hmm.
get jobs and doing that and getting back on track and through that and there's a lot of opportunity that you can give to a person through those jobs too that give access to jobs and it's just it's really you can do some really good work through that so
Yeah.
salute to you, man.
Thank you, man. Even in doing the cleaning company, we've had plenty 1090. They're all 1099 cleaners. They're not like our employees, but they're still grateful for the opportunity, and they reach out to us and say, "Look, man, if it wasn't for this today, I don't know how I was going to eat. And we've had people call us up in tears, thanking us for opportunities. So that's a great feeling. That just like when we finally opened up the studio and Eli got his apartment based on the paperwork we showed that he was an employee of the studio. That was one of my most proud moments of owning the studio. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that made it worth. I gave it a purpose right there.
Absolutely.
Like,
well, the fact that I can give this super talented guy a way to pay his bills and do what he loves. I mean, we didn't really make no money with that studio. It was just a place to be for creatives. It was an inspirational space. It was like full of vibes, full of energy every time you pulled up. Like it didn't matter to me that we broke even every month. I was cool with that. But to have that space, to have those creative minds and those talented people all in one space on a regular basis, it was priceless to me.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not about the money; it's about the experience and about the enjoyment it brings. And if you can actually make it so you can live and break even, or it still at least pay for itself, while you know what I mean, it's not a detriment. Then that's even a blessing in itself. So I mean, that's dope right there. So
yeah.
So
dope, very dope.
You've transitioned also into making reggae now too, right? Do you have anything online to?
No, not yet.
Yeah, you haven't blessed us with that yet.
No, I don't have any vocals from anybody recorded on any of the reggae beats I got. I'm just kind of stacking them up right now, getting better at that lane. You know what I mean?
Well, you know the first one you got to get with. You already know.
I actually have sent some.
There
stuff
may
to
be a
his email
fella
already.
that we may know that's been on here that we all know that could do that. I don't know who could it be.
As the famous words in the Storm Children was every song that we played. I can do some crucial dub to that. I mean, not one song, not two, not three. Every song was crucial dub. Shout out to Rodney's son, aka Ross Fuji. He dope with it. Dope with it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, like I said, I've sent him some stuff in his email. I ain't heard nothing yet though.
I holler at him, give him a little push, see what he, because if you're starting off with it, see what he would give you that feedback that you probably requiring, like to say, like, am I on the right track with this joint? I like it. Let's see what you feel on it and see what you can do with it.
Yeah, I've got quite a handful of them that I feel really good about. I'm excited to show some people that are really in that lane just to get their true, honest feelings on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I really, for that venture, I started a whole nother production company called Three Kings Productions. And, it's a different lane. It's got different graphics, different vibes. So I felt like I couldn't go down that lane under the BTS moniker. It had to switch it up.
I feel you. I mean, I kind of did something similar as, because like all the hip hop's the mother for me, but you had gangster rap, like you got a little West Coast, you got something a little more R&B-ish, jiggy-ish, so I'm G Fresh when it came to that boom bap. Then I was Savoir Faire, had a little jigginess to it. Then I was Spalding XL, aka Big Baller, for the Dirty South tracks, the gangster shit. So I was like separating myself. Oh, that's
your personas,
yeah, but that's a Spalding XL. Who the fuck is that? Yeah, some dude be in the studio in the background,
right?
Alter egos.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I love hip hop. It's like comic book and hip hop.
Shock G it.
Yeah, it's still to this day laugh with people that couldn't realize that was the same person.
Right.
Yeah. And then he had the plant on him on the stage. Like, see, I told you it's two different people. Like, you fool. Yeah. Well, no, we ain't got you much longer. You got any because we've liked the joints we've heard so far, and our people love music.
Trying to think of something that I produced that I don't necessarily rap on it. It's not in the lowrider lane. Let me see here.
Okay. Yeah, I went through some of the catalog. What's that one I picked out? I wrote it down in my notepad, and I don't know where I put that.
I know what we can do while you get that ready. You can think about that. We can do the wheel too.
Yeah,
So let's
sure
do the wheel
can.
right quick. Let's get the wheel in, and then like while you have an opportunity to think about that, we're gonna give
Yeah,
you
because
something even harder to think about than be distracted by,
and I think
because
this would be perfect
we're
because when
evil like that.
he said something about his son and the music he was listening to, and like so this is I think this is perfect to introduce the wheel and see how.
Absolutely. All right, so our one of our co-hosts again who couldn't be here because he's a grandpa, man. You heathens, that's why he's not here. Don't be making it.
Granddaddy.
I
Mhm.
mean, come on, man. The man's just become a grandfather. Leave the man alone. He's not here, okay? Give him a damn day off. So, nah. Shout out to the homie Big Weez. He found a list of the internet. There's like many. There's lists, right? There's a bunch of them. The internet has a bunch of them, and they're made by a bunch of people. This happens to be a list that he found. Not R100, not ours, but this is a random list that it's done by some knucklehead that has an opinion. And here's the top 100 MCs of all time put together. And what we're going to do is spin this wheel one time. It'll pick an artist out, and then we'll spin it again, give you your next artist, and then you're going to have to tell us who you're with and why. Does that make sense?
I think so.
All right. Well, let's get it. All right. So, first up the bat, let's see who we got. Kid and Play versus, and look, I will re-rack this shit if it's too easy. Kid and Play versus, let's see.
I was a big Kid and Play fan when I was coming up. I ain't gonna
Oh,
lie.
they had a good run, good
No,
music.
absolutely. This
Ooh,
is a fair. I like this match. Kid and
I do
Play
too.
versus Master Ace,
Okay, so
and
obviously
why?
Master Ace has got uh
Sitting on
man,
Chrome.
Yeah, I was
what
about to say
sitting on Chrome. Sitting on Chrome that I
and
love, of course,
with
right?
the cars, I said this is gonna be. I said sitting
He
on. I was
once
sitting.
was a kid.
My lip was trembling. I said, I know this about to come out. I know it's coming.
but but I was actually way more into Kid and Play and know way more of their music than I do Master Ace.
Mm, interesting.
So
Ain't
Kid,
gonna
and,
hurt
Kid
nobody.
I'd have to roll with Kid and Play.
So, did you
Ooh,
watch? Were you a big fan of the movies and everything?
I mean, oh, they were a little goofy for me. I mean, they were cool. You know, I of course watched them, but it's not something I want to watch all the time. I thought they were a
yeah.
little goofy, but um,
Yeah.
I was in that era. You know, there was a lot of dance and hip hop, and them two guys, they just had it. You know what I'm saying? The Kid and Play, kick step, all that. Like,
Hmm.
I think they.
I just liked that sound at the time. You know what I mean?
I respect that they were authentic hip hop and keeping a wholesome image. You know what I mean, and trying to take the cleaner lane and the more, I guess, positive lane with what they were doing, the party thing, you know,
Hmm.
and filling that lane, and they did it. They killed it. I mean, they had. I mean, shout out. He produces to this day, right? I think he still does. He still
Herbie.
produces Bill Maher show. I mean, like he
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Oh,
like
you talking
all
about
of his
uh,
kid, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Shout
hmm
out. I mean, kid is like
Oh, I
both
thought you was
of
going with
them.
the producer.
No, I'm just saying
Yeah,
like
because
he
he did a
produces the
comedy stint.
TV
Uh,
shows
yeah,
and
I
like
know you're
I
talking about.
mean, yeah,
And he was doing a comedy stint for a while. I don't know if he's still doing that.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
those cats are talented, man, and shout out to Master Ace too because he did make some classics though too. I
Yeah, he
mean,
did.
And
And
I liked how, he was ageless as he got, older. He did the projects with Disposable Arts with NOG. That was actually one of my I think that
yes,
album that came out, him, the first one, that was probably my album of the year for that 2008 or 2009. That was really dope. So
that
yeah,
was a
that was
dope ass
a good
album.
pick. I feel you on the Kid and Play. Master Ace, Juice Crew,
mhm.
and the new things he did. There go the wheel. Good spin there.
Yeah.
Let's give
And
another
he's
one.
got a weed strain Chief Token Upset. I did not know. I did not know he had a weed strain too. Damn.
Who has the weed strain?
I guess he's saying play. Their kid does. I didn't know
Okay.
kid had a weed strain. Damn
Didn't
it.
either.
I'm about to get me a weed strain. Damn it.
Actually, I think I did Google that a
I
while
don't
back.
have
Yeah, get the Ghost Boogie's weed strain.
the Ghost Boogie OG. No. All right, so let's see here. What's next up? First is Joyner Lucas versus Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Man. Well, you know when Bone came out, I don't know. I was such a huge 3-6 fan, and I knew that they had beef. I was like, fuck that. But part of me was like, they from Ohio though.
Yeah, confliction.
Yeah, definitely conflicted.
But you being a Cincinnati cat, right? Like,
Right. So
because
that's
but people don't
anti-Cleveland.
understand. Because people don't understand, like when people like ask me, like, "Oh, so who's your basketball team?" Then the Cavs too. I'm like, no, the Denver Nuggets. like hell nah. Like I can't. I ain't fucking with Cleveland. Like I mean,
No, not at
that's
all.
just. But I mean, no respect. All respect now. But like when it comes to sports and shit like that,
For sure.
but there was, I mean, Cincinnati cats. My God, Cleveland and Cincinnati sometimes can't be in the same like. Since Ohio
Because of
is like,
football and baseball.
woo,
Ohio
Yeah,
State might bring you together
man,
because you're getting
maybe
right.
everybody
not. Might
across the
break you
state.
apart too.
Yeah,
But obviously they're legends. They're connected to the West Coast through Eazy-E.
absolutely.
And I do think Joyner Lucas is one of the more talented lyricists that have come out in the last, 5. I don't know how long he's been around, but not terribly long. And I really fuck with most of the shit he puts out, but I got to roll with the legends on this.
There you go.
Respect to
There.
that.
Too many classics. You know what I'm saying? I can't ignore that. Joyner Lucas doesn't have a classic.
Hey man, like Bone has been, really busy on the podcast game lately,
Yeah.
breaking down a lot of you know, their
Yeah.
classics and the lyrics and all of that stuff. And when you start hearing some of the shit like that you never understood what the hell they were saying, I was like, oh wow, I thought he was just flippity flapping.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they was spitting something. And Chris Rock always gets my man when they got welfare carols. It's the first of them. It always makes me. And Crossroads was, at that time was a very, very touching song and powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah. Shout out to Bone Thugs. I always like that one they did with Biggie.
Yeah.
oh
That was
yeah,
one of my
Notorious
favorite
Thugs
joints.
is.
That
I
was
mean
banging. I had a
that
neighbor that
pops the
played it
dance floor.
nonstop, so it kind of, you got radio programmed through the shit. But the Vince like, yeah, I do like it, but he's playing it fucking back to back to back to back to back. I guess it was revenge for living next door to somebody with a studio that you got to play that same beat while he producing it over and over and over and over.
Armed and dangerous. I mean, that one pops the
Yeah.
dance floor every time. You
Yes,
get
yes.
Everybody knows that
bumping
song.
Biggie, Biggie.
That beat is just
Bumping
right. The way Biggie
Biggie.
comes in is just right.
Yeah,
Like
man.
classic, man.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, that is a hip hop classic, 100%.
So we're going with Bone Thugs. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man. All right. Three's the magic number. Last spin. Let's get it. Nope. Re-rack.
Right,
Kid and
rerun.
play. Kid and play was like, yo, just
We
They
ain't come
trying to
again.
they trying to
yeah.
squeeze back in. They kick play it. They was doing the kick step back in. Kanye. Okay.
Kanye versus the world.
This is interesting.
Man.
Pretty much. Now against Jay-Z.
MF Doom.
Ooh.
Interesting. I want to hear this.
Well, I can honestly say I've heard a lot more of Kanye's music than Doom's music.
Okay.
And Kanye was very I looked up to Kanye a lot when I was because like when he was really catching his stride and making that move to coming from behind the shadows, signing with the Rock and all that, that was during the time where we were getting big spender popping. So at that point, I'm looking at this like I'm trying to be like Kanye. Like I'm trying to be this producer. I'm trying to jump into the industry and be like him. So because he was so inspirational for me, and like his first 3 albums are, top notch to me. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely in my top 20. I got to roll with Ye. As crazy as he is, I got to roll with Ye. He was just so inspirational to me, man.
I mean, so this is a difficult thing for me as well, even as a DJ and playing shit, right? So, like, there's artists that now because of internet, uh, that you get to see a different side, the side that was always hidden by managers and PR reps, or you just didn't have access to them, paparazzis. You just didn't know what was going on, or they just didn't get convicted. Uh, we have artists that have been accused of things, and they're like no playlist, like for instance, or are they? Is the question. R.
Right.
Kelly, Michael Jackson, any of the rock groups that has been associated, any of the artists that have been associated with any various crimes or scandals, right? But there's some very notorious ones, and Ye is one now that has aligned himself with some craziness that like, can you come back from, and like do you even want to be like, do I even want to like play his shit from the standpoint, like, if I play his shit, does that mean like they gonna look at me like, oh, you one of them motherfuckers? So, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I ain't trying to, but this is a dope ass song. I mean, so it's difficult, right?
Right.
Because I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but that always will cut through right away.
Always.
If I needed to get like a whole multicultural crowd to pop for a minute, like I can always pop that in for a minute, like whoop, done. But yeah,
He's got some real hits, some real classics too. You know what I mean?
yeah, man.
For sure.
And from his own, and then as well as production as well. So
Yeah.
to speak to that, well, I say some, MF Doom coming from KMD and doing what he do, had the co-following. Rest in peace to him. A
Rest in
few
peace,
years
MF
ago,
Doom.
5, 6, 7 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he went more to stayed on that underground lane.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Uh, yeah, did his thing. But yeah, to that, I mean, I look at it like the music, and then the scandal breaks out. Do we stop watching the TV shows? Do we stop listening to the music? I can see both sides of it. So kind of stay in the middle of it. If the joint come on and I liked it, I liked it then. I like it now. I do have a different perspective. Like, what was he doing when he made
Yeah.
this joint? Because now it's just like it's hard to you just that noise
Yeah.
is in your head now because of what we know now and what back then, like say R. Kelly. I already I heard the stories. I could still can understand why parents was bringing their kids to him, and next thing you know, he married to the chick, or she she'd have disappeared into his cult. And they're talking about, well, we thought he was gonna get her signed. Yeah, he got her signed, all right. I like, yeah, I think that's bad parenting. If a wolf keeps showing, showing he's a wolf, he ain't a sheep, and you gonna still keep throwing your kids in there. I can understand that. So,
Indeed.
but yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I still rock with the early Kanye. I even liked his the album he was claiming as religion. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I gave
Oh,
it a
the
solid.
Donda albums.
Yeah, I gave it a solid listen, and it had some good stuff on there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think his
Jesus
more
Walker's
complete bodies of work are his earlier albums.
Early. Oh,
first
absolutely.
three. The first three
First 3, yeah.
that are like I think he had for
He had the
like the
pulse. He had
first three
his
were perfect in the way that they
his
were,
vision and
and
what he wanted to accomplish came out it came out in the art form. It came out in the
Yeah.
music.
yeah, they were they, in my opinion, I think that they definitely were some hip hop masterpieces. Because I can't lie, I played the shit out of those first three albums. I enjoyed the
Yeah,
fuck out of them. I mean, I listen to all
absolutely.
types of shit. I mean, like we listen to West Coast shit, listen to East Coast shit. But Kanye at that time, he had the entire, like, everybody was emulating his sound, right? Like,
Hmm.
so
Right.
I
Key to
mean,
the Rockefeller sound, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
carried the
Man,
mark.
I definitely stole some sounds and techniques from his production. No
Hmm.
doubt about it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it made a lot of I mean, some producers are doing it. Myself, the sped up sample became a lot more in vogue through
Yeah.
him. You know, he wasn't the first to do it, but it was popularized. You know, so a lot of techniques for that. Yeah, buddy. So yeah, good picks on that. Good wheel
Yeah,
today. Good wheel.
good will. Yep,
Mhm.
yep, yep.
Yeah,
All right,
sometimes we
man.
get some weird wheel, but that was good wheel.
Yeah, it
Not
was a
not to
good
be
one.
confused where you drop your shit off and we go get cheap records from. That went over your head. That one had to sink in. They were like, yeah.
All right, man. Nah,
Catch that
man.
on the replay.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I got it. Yeah, like, look, Woody Allen's a filmmaker, but also, yeah, he's done some
Yeah, that's
things.
the whole stepdaughter or whatever. That
Yeah,
was that was some weird
I,
shit.
raise a girl. Nah, we ain't even. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so look, hey, Diamond Cuts, what are we going out on? What is the track we're
Yes,
going
sir.
out on, fam?
Okay, so me and Emac produced a project with Steezo Crooks and Trey G. The content was relative to the cannabis lifestyle, right? So the project is called The Life and Times of the Doobie Brothers.
I love
So,
this.
Shout out
so
to
matter of
Steve
fact,
Crooks.
yeah,
Shout out
Steezo, matter of fact, last weekend he just had
Cheech
Cheech
Mob,
Fest.
Cheech Fest. Yes, shout out.
Right.
I did some music with the Cheech
So
Mob.
there's a song we did, me and Emac produced it, and it's actually got a reggae vibe. It's called The
Mm,
Healing. It's
The
it's a
what?
The Healing.
All right. And
I
tell
think
us
this gonna be
about
dope.
this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, the content matter in the whole thing. Every song is a weed song. You know what I mean? So it's
Hmm.
definitely 420 activity type things. So we were just trying to be creative because when you're sticking into one topic so tight, it can be hard to keep making songs that sound good and are interesting. So because there's such a tie between reggae and the cannabis lifestyle, we figured let's put a reggae track on here. So I was a little outside of the box for me and Emac at that time, but it felt good. The guys loved it, and it ended up being one of the more liked songs on the project. So, and
Okay.
as you see, that's Steezo and Trey G as Beavis and Butthead. Shout out to
Yeah, I see that.
Grindstein for the album artwork there.
That's dope.
So that's the
And
BTS logo, the cityscape there with the
Yeah, I
Cheech
see that.
logo
That's
next
dope.
to it.
yeah,
Steezo Crooks. Shout out to my brother Sherman.
yo,
Good dude, man. Real good dude.
Yeah,
and check it
yeah.
out. The track is 420.
We did that on purpose.
I
Yeah.
know. Like,
We know.
YouTube added an extra second for the
I
zero
said
mark,
we
so it
know.
says
We know.
421. But as
Matter of
soon as
fact,
I loaded up, I was like, it's 4 minutes
you
and
know what?
20
If
seconds
I
long.
remember correctly, we might have made every track on there 420.
Mm,
Really?
Yeah, I
Right
think
on.
we might
Hell
have.
yeah. I love
yeah.
those little cookies. You know what I mean? That you
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
as
Easter
in
eggs. Yeah.
Easter eggs. Yeah. Well, here we go, y'all. The life and times of the Doobie Brothers. The healing.
Keep it tuned in for good vibrations. Don't touch the dial, keep it on the station. Call the weed man, it's time for meditation. You know the herbs is the healing of the nation. Keep it tuned in for good vibrations. Don't touch the dial, keep it on the station. Call the weed man, it's time for meditation. You know the herbs is the healing of the nation.
Free your mind, it's time for liberation. You know the herb is the healing of the nations. You know my word is that verbal penetration. Plant the seed, enjoy the revelation. Recreation, mind elevating. Abduction to my space station. Take a step to the light, now here we go. It's time to identify the UFO as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Peace flower on my chest. They fear what they don't know and try to convince the rest. God bless.
Keep it tuned in for good vibrations. Don't touch the dial, keep it on the station. Call the weed man, it's time for meditation. You know the herbs is the healing of the nation. Keep it tuned in for good vibrations. Don't touch the dial, keep it on the station. Call the weed man, it's time for meditation. You know the herbs is the healing of the nation.
I roll in, I roll out, take care of who's with me. We break bread, we so.
What happened?
Still rap like a G though, so stand by, we got this. Watch Trey G rock this, no option, it's too dope, it's too late to stop this. I roll up, I say Ja, you scream God or Allah. Mi casa, su casa, eat pasta with Rasta. Burn herb for my conscience, we all smoke that ganja. My shades on, I got to, that's Trey G, I'm like, yeah. Word up to yo moms, this dope show must go on. So roll on and smoke on, cause Cheech Mob is so gone.
Keep it tuned in for good vibrations. Don't touch the dial, keep it on the station. Call the weed man, it's time for meditation. You know the herbs is the healing of the nation. Keep it tuned in for good vibrations. Don't touch the dial, keep it on the station. Call the weed man, it's time for meditation. You know the herbs is the healing of the nation.
I feel like Rastafari. Tanfiro the ganja, that stuff that like siren. Cheech, love and peace, that is how we preach. Hear me now, don't fail me now. Me if I feel we, there is something to believe. It's more than what you see, so change your frequency.
For good vibrations.
Feels like I'm flying, my soul never dying. I'm just trying to be iron like a lion in Zion. Turn the beat up, kick your feet up. Do you feel this from the realist? Can you hear this? You are now rocking with the illest. Ooh, God bless, no man can curse. Forward we go, me have no time to reverse.
Keep it tuned in for good vibrations. Don't touch the dial, keep it on the station. Call the weed man, it's time for meditation. You know the herbs is the healing of the nation. Keep it tuned in for good vibrations. Don't touch the dial, keep it on the station. Call the weed man, it's time for meditation. You know the herbs is the healing of the nation.
Even the homie approved. He was like,
man, I feel like I'm at the wilderness.
Yes, that was a fun one right there. We had to do the little dub with the delays on the snares and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
I was peeping that
flavor.
Yes.
I love that part, you know what I mean? Because that's the shit that matters to me. Like, I don't like monotonous shit. Like, you know what I mean? You got to change it up and have some structure and some thought. You know what I mean?
Gotta have some hidden gems in there, you know?
Mm-hmm. And that's got that definitely that reggae feel, how they do their snares and that, driving bass line to start with, some good horns in there. Yeah, that was dope, man. That was dope.
Thanks, man.
And like I said, they had me in the vibe of the wilderness and, making sure you bring your own weed because sometimes they was too stingy to smoke with you.
We're actually working on Life and Times of the Doobie Bros Part 2. So hopefully that'll be fully recorded sometime this year. It's hard to get everybody together these days, but that's the goal. That's on the whiteboard of things to accomplish,
Yeah, we got a co-host. He just did one of my tracks. He's been doing a lot of stuff. Mad Ways, Bluebeard. He would be good on that, and definitely, I heard Shaheed Rising Sun on that.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
But man, when it comes to reggae tracks, man, stuff
Big
I got
Weave
sitting
could get
over
on
here
that
right now
too.
is killing that.
hmm
Definitely have graduated a little bit,
Yeah, yeah. How old was that one?
I think that was from 2015. It might be about 10 years old.
Okay, okay.
But it's still, that whole project is solid from front to back. It's one of those well thought out, a lot of hidden gems, a lot of really unique stuff throughout the whole thing.
Right.
A lot of creative stuff. It's definitely outside the box.
Yeah.
But that's what we were shooting for. We wanted something really eclectic. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Standing the test if it's 10 years old and still sounds brand spanking new. Stay
And
relevant.
that's another reason why I love reggae music so much, because it's timeless.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of hip hop is too, but you can pull up reggae song from the 70s and 80s and still rock out to it like it just came out.
Always,
hmm
always.
Yeah.
There's certain songs like this that you can go to that's reggae and hit them in different levels too. Like even if the old dance hall and shit, let me play
Oh
this
yeah,
some fucking stopper or any of that stuff, or maybe even
yeah.
Sister Nancy. Like just I love reggae as a left hook. Like that's an uppercut left hook body kidney like liver shot. Like it's one of those ones that just cracks a crowd. I love it. You get a pop from people. Like it just changes the mood and vibe. I love it, especially
It's
in
outlet
whatever
to get it
format.
played. My cousin, she's still down at WAIF. Sister
Oh no
Yvette.
shit.
Yeah, she still does. Ooh, it's 40 plus years, so she's still doing
Man,
the Thursday night. The rhythm come forward, 2 a.m. to
Okay,
5 a.m. 88.3. She'll play it. She
that's what's
checks
up.
in.
to
She
her.
checks in on the podcast. What her cousin doing every blue moon. Sister Yvette, shout out.
Yeah, she has been a blessing on WAIF for, like you said,
Man,
over
She
40
should own the
years. Like,
motherfucker
who
by now.
didn't listen? She should. Like, shit, her name should be a part of it.
One of the longest. I mean,
She's
we
gotta
ain't done the
be
one.
though. Like, my
Yeah,
God, on the channel.
we seen some people come and go. We was there a good 17 years. That's 40. That's a long time.
boy,
Yeah,
real long time.
yeah.
Much love to you, Sister Ivet. Well, yo, man, it's been another dope ass episode of B Boys Underground, Diamond
I
Cuts.
appreciate y'all having me,
Thank you
man,
so much
Man,
for being with us, family. This has been
for
a great
sure.
one. We've had a chance to talk about cars,
Mhm.
music, all different types of music, all different types of thing about cars, and just vibe out different flavors. So I mean,
blessings, plans, Jamaica. Yeah,
Man,
we covered it. Your pops, Jazz Hall of Fame.
yeah,
Kudos to him again. That's definitely to be celebrated. So yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
I'm gonna get with you guys and give you some contact info for some other guys I work with that'll be good to have on this platform as well.
absolutely. Emac, I think I put a filler out for him. Yeah, because he's been on a few tracks of other artists been on. I was like, I want to get Emac on here and
Yeah,
whoever else you
EMAC
got.
for sure. I'll get Trey G with you.
Yeah, yeah.
And my boy DJ King Low, he was the one that helped us get our song "What Are Those" on FM radio up in Kokomo, Indiana,
Okay.
years ago. So I'm working with him on the reggae stuff. He's starting his own internet radio station. He's putting the final touches on. So he's got his hands in a whole bunch of stuff too. So definitely be interesting to talk to. He
Absolutely.
owns voice tag gods. He does voice tags for people. He's I don't know how many thousands he's done now, but he's always busy doing that stuff. So got some
Yeah.
interesting guys for you to talk to as well, man.
well, we
Yeah,
definitely
we
like some
enjoy that. We
connections.
will give that platform. We love to share and get their experiences and your recommendation is gold, my brother.
Absolutely.
I
So
appreciate you,
yo,
fellas.
Diamond Cuts, shout outs, fam.
Man, big up yourself. For real. No, hey, shout out to you guys, man, for having me. Hey, peace, love, and blessings to everybody.
Absolutely. G Dash Fresh, shout outs, family.
Well, shout out to Diamond Cuts, all our people in the chat listening, enjoying, commenting, B-Boys Underground and B-Girls Underground family. Love y'all. Shout out to Wifey, the family, the friends, everybody, much love. Shout out to you, Boogie. Keep it rolling. Shout out to Big Weez, Grandpapa.
Yeah,
We call
man.
him Grandpapa. Shout out to Mad Ways. Yes, so here we go. 513 Cincinnati. Shout out to our whole hip hop community, international orbital hip hop worldwide. Rallo.
Rallo. All right, yo, check it out, man. Much love to each and every single one of y'all that tuned in live and on the replay. We duly, truly appreciate you. Please do make sure that you follow us on IG. Make sure you follow us all on IG. And all of the links to Diamond Cuts is in below on YouTube. So if you want to check out this replay or any of the other replay of all 73 plus, because there's even more in the previous, hit the playlist, past episodes on YouTube, B-Boys Underground, and we've got you right there. Tomorrow night, Usual Suspect Sessions back. We're going to be playing some games. We'll be talking that same shit. Make sure you do that. Tune in tomorrow night. And then, of course, you know I am doing a mix before that, and I'm probably going to be hopping in online playing some music for y'all tonight on Twitch. So get tuned in later on for the notifications. Much love. Keep it positive, keep it pushing, keep persevering, stay in the present. And I just found out this week that I don't need to have my hip replaced. So that's one less
Ooh.
surgery. So guess what? We just removed another one. It's gone. Got another one done this year. So salute to y'all. It's because of you guys out there and your support that we continue to be able to do that. So we appreciate you. We love you. Much love. And we are out of here. Everybody else, peace.
Need that hip for the hop.